Episode 4. Repetitor fuit pater noster Franciscus, in omnia sua praedicatione pacem in principio et in fine annuntians, in omni salutatione pacem optans, in omni contemplatione ad ecstaticam pacem suspirans, tanquam civis Elius Jerusalem, de quod dicit vir illa pacis, qui cum his qui oderunt pacem erat pacificus, retrogata quae ad pacem sunt in Jerusalem. In the previous episode, Bonaventure was praying that God would direct his feet in the paths of peace, and he was relying upon the intercession of the Virgin Mary and of St. Francis, the founder of his order, as Bonaventure was a Franciscan. And he says here, Franciscus pater noster, our Father Francis, was a repetitor. He was a rehearser of the peace. That's the previous part, the peace of the preaching of Christ. In omni sua praedicatione, in all of his own preaching, what was he doing? Peace at the beginning and at the end, annuntians. He was proclaiming or announcing or heralding forth peace, both at the beginning and at the end of his preaching. In omni salutatione, in all of his greetings, all of his friendly rapport, you might say, he was pacem optans, hoping for peace or choosing peace. So we have two participles here, annuntians and optans. Both of them are present active participles, and both of them are masculine singular nominative, modifying Franciscus, and both of them have pacem as object. Pacem and pacem. He continues, in all of his contemplatione, in all of his contemplation. So notice how we have here three of these in prepositional phrases. We have first, in omni sua praedicatione, that's the first one. Secondly, in omni salutatione, there's the second one, so in all his preaching, in all of his greeting, salutatione. And third, in all of his meditation, in omni contemplatione. Each one of these is feminine, singular, and ablative. Each one of these is a third declension ablative noun, respectively praedicatio, salutatio, and contemplatio. And he was, in all of his contemplation, all of his meditation, suspirans, gasping after, breathing after. This is a compound of spiro, first conjugation verb, which means to breathe, and subspiro. And when the B is added here, it's assimilated to the S, and thus we have suspirans, gasping or breathing after that inexpressible, ecstaticam, that inexpressible peace. Or we might translate ecstaticam, something like a mystical, to stand outside oneself, ex and sto, something of that nature. And he did this as though, tanquam, he was a citizen, Elius Jerusalem, of that Jerusalem. So Elius is genitive, and Jerusalem, as a Hebrew word, is indeclinable. Most, but not all, Hebrew words are undeclined in Latin. As though he were a citizen of that Jerusalem, concerning which, that Jerusalem of which, de qua, that man, vir illa, that famous man of peace, says, and he is a man qui, through pacificus, one relative clause, inside of which is another, qui pacem, who was at peace, erat pacificus, or a peacemaker, with those men who hated peace. What did he say? He said, pray, rogata, for the things which are for the peace of Jerusalem, a reference to Psalm 122, verse 6. This is the so-called Psalter map of the 13th century, on which somewhere can be found Jerusalem.